Hi Zoom kids and Blast kids. It's good to see you again today. I'm sorry that we're doing a video. Next week we'll be back to being on Zoom. But for today, we're going to talk about gentleness. So before we do, let's quick review the other fruits of the Spirit we've learned about so far. Do you guys remember what they are? Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, and today is gentleness. Gentleness means
to be kind and to not hurt other people's feelings.
yeah, to speak to others in a way that's soft. Gentle doesn't mean weak. Sometimes people think if someone is gentle, that means they're weak. Gentleness is actually really strong. So I want to show you something. I have here a bunch of shoelaces that have all been looped and tied and knotted together. If I want to get these shoelaces apart and I act harshly and strong, what I think is strong, and I pull them really, really hard, all it does is make my knot tighter, right? I need to actually be gentle. I need to gently pull my shoelaces apart here. And you guys can try this at home if mom and dad let you. Maybe don't use your shoelaces, but you could find yarn or string, ball it all up, knot it all up, and then try and take it apart gently. And gently I can slowly get the knots undone. And sometimes these knots are people's hearts. Sometimes people are angry or they're sad and they're hurt. So to help them, we need to respond gently. And sometimes people are hurt and they use anger, they use harshness to try and cover up their hurt or fix their hurt. Jesus taught us in the Bible to respond gently. So we're going to do an experiment to learn about what happens when we respond harshly. And this is what happens when we respond gently. All my shoelaces come apart. They're all now back the way that they should be. Hey guys, so today we're learning about gentleness, and sometimes in order to understand something, we have to see the opposite of it. So in the Bible it says a gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh answer stirs up anger. And it says that in Proverbs 15. So I have Coke here, and I also have a bunch of Mentos in this pipe. And the Coke is going to be like a really bad situation. Maybe you're in a fight with a friend, or someone said something unkind to you. And all the Mentos are going to show us our harsh words. So this isn't us responding gently, this is us responding harshly, saying hurtful things to the other person. And we're going to see what happens when we drop the Mentos into the Coke. So first I'm going to open it up. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so what happened? It exploded, right? The situation that was already bad and hurtful and hurting others got worse. Now my kids are going to help me by showing you a story of a time in the Bible when Jesus showed gentleness. So Molly is going to be people in the village. Henry is going to be Peter, and Emma is going to be Jesus. And this story happened after Jesus was taken away by the soldiers. So Jesus, you're going to go over here. Okay, and before Jesus was taken away, he told Peter, tonight you are going to deny me. That means you're going to tell people that you don't know me. So let's see what happens. So Peter was warming his hands by a fire in town after Jesus was taken away. He was really scared because his best friend was taken away from him. And a person from the village came over and said, "Aren't you one of Jesus's friends?"
Aren't you one of Jesus' friends?
And Peter said,
"No."
And then another person came over and said, "You look like one of Jesus's friends."
You look like one of Jesus' friends.
And Peter said,
"No."
And then a third person came over and said, "I really think you're one of Jesus's friends."
I really think you're one of Jesus' friends.
And Peter said,
"No."
3 times Peter told people that he wasn't friends with Jesus. Imagine your best friend in the world told people that they weren't your friend. That would really hurt. And then Peter realized what he did and he cried. Now, later in the story, we know that Jesus died on the cross, but 3 days later, he came back to life. Jesus, can you come out? After Jesus rose from the dead, he forgave Peter and he talked to him gently. Even though Peter said he didn't know Jesus 3 times, he said to Peter, "Peter, do you love me?" And Peter said, "Yes."
Yeah.
And then he said again, Peter, Peter, do you love me?"
Yes.
And then he said a third time, "Peter, do you love me?"
Yes.
Jesus was gentle to Peter, even though Peter did something that really could have hurt his feelings and pretended he didn't know him. And Jesus taught us that when others hurt our feelings, we should respond gently as well. Okay, so what fruit of the Spirit did we learn about today?
We learned about gentleness.
Yeah, we learned about gentleness and how gentleness is strong. It is strong to be gentle when others hurt us. And it's important, even when we're really angry and even when really bad situations are happening, to respond with gentleness. Because if we respond harshly, just like we saw with the Coke, it explodes and it becomes a much bigger mess. But even when we respond harshly, Jesus forgives us and he can clean up all of our messes, which is pretty cool. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we're going to end with prayer. Okay, Molly, do you want to pray?
Yeah. Dear Jesus, thank you for this day. Thank you for gentleness and love and kindness and peace. And thank you for all the fruits of the Spirit. Amen.